So here we have a pre-owned 2021 Audi RS6 Avant. Now this one comes in Mythos Black Metallic, and then we have black with rock gray stitching leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 engine, and that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission that gives us 591 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque. This one has a little under 30,000 miles on it. Front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights, and the lights don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up, but I love these cars. I mean, this is an absolutely stunning looking car. Just the grille, the badging, how everything's blacked out. It's just, it's a phenomenal spec here. Now down here are these wheels. I love these. These are the 22-inch V-spoke wheels, and you can see we have the drilled rotors there, the huge brake calipers. It's just it's a nice look there. Carbon fiber mirror caps, I love that. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then our power door lock controls are here, memory seat functions. We have one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors. And then we have electronic child locks. So you can actually pick a side, and if you only want it locked on the right side, you can do that. Left side, both, all that there. Power mirror controls are here. Pull this to the side, and you can fold those in. We do get blind spot monitors as well. And we do get a power boot here. We can activate that. Bottle holder, Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then little storage there. Headlamp controls, power tilt telescoping steering wheel. Look at that huge brake pedal. But here's the power driver's seat. We get 4-way lumbar support as well. And it's just a phenomenal looking seat there. You get the manual thigh support too. But love the stitching and all that. It's just a really nice looking interior. But I want to give a huge thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and Auto Pro Nashville for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these, new or used, closer to home, click one of those links down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on this or whatever vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. Let me roll this window down. Tint makes it really dark back here, but great space back here. Seat back pockets are on both sides. Rear AC controls are here. We also have the 3-stage heated outboard seats, 2 USB-C ports, and a 12-volt. And these actually connect to the radio, which is pretty interesting. Haven't seen that before. And then here we have the sunshades for the dual pane roof. You can fold this down. Bottle holders are there in the middle. And then you have a little storage tray as well. But I love the ambient lighting. You can kind of see it pretty well back here because these windows are very tinted, but soft touch lights here. We have the rear blinds as well, which is a really nice touch. And it just makes it, that's why it's so dark back here. You have the blinds and the tint. So you get that ultimate feeling of privacy in this car. Then the grab handles here. You can hang a shirt and probably a pair of pants on there if you need to. It's pretty sturdy. Now you can kind of tell by the wheels back here, you kind of have them, when you turn one way or the other, it just makes it easier to turn. We have a little bit of tilt back there. I don't know the exact specs, but you do have the kind of 4-wheel steering. Now, one of the coolest things about the RS6 Avant is this exhaust. This is just very aggressive. I have a video I'm going to post of just the cold start and then revving the engine because it's phenomenal. It really is. So I don't know what this is catching on. But anyways, little storage there if you need that. 12-volt on the side, netted side pocket here, nice LED lights, and then you can also fold the seats if you need to from here or from the seats themselves. So you can pull that to fold it flat, and I'll just show you how to do it from the seat itself in a minute. But top tethers are on the back of all 3 of the seats. but that exhaust is phenomenal. And then fuel fillers here. Take the cap off. You want to put at least 91 in here. And then again, you can just pull this here. Seats will fold flat and pretty easy to snap them back into place. I give them a big push at the end though. And then your lower anchors right there, about forgot. And then front passenger seat, 4-way lumbar, power adjustability, just like the driver's side. Same thing with a manual thigh support here. And then lockable glove compartment. And let's take a look at this window sticker. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to if you want to take a closer look at anything. Now these are still pretty rare, I think. So even though this one's a 21, still pretty good price here, I think. This sticker for $132,240 with the carbon optic package, the ceramic brakes, sport exhaust, all of that. And I'll show you the sticker from Auto Collection here. It's under $94,000, so. But again, I really love the spec here, love the wheels, love everything about this car. But we're gonna test out the performance when I take it out on the road. Well, there's that 4-liter twin turbo V8, again, 591 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque. And then let's just take a look at the blinkers. And let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. A nice leather wrap steering wheel here. Paddle shifters, I really like those. I feel like these were added on. But over here to the, well, before I do that, let me test out the horn. There's the horn there. Love the perforation all the way around as well. But over here to the radio itself, we do get our AM, FM, XM radio. And then you also have the option to use Bluetooth. And then we also have our phone app. So we have the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto there, and you can do that wirelessly if you so choose. Navigation system right here. Search your destinations and all that, shortcuts. You can use voice recognition. And then your vehicle settings right here, where you can adjust the Audi Drive Select, the RS monitor, if you want to see that, the efficiency assist. There's just a lot that you can do in terms of adjust your settings. Speaking of which, your general settings here, you change your measurement units right in here. And I like that you can adjust everything. So the speed, distance, temperature, tire pressure, all that you can adjust by itself. And then you can adjust the language here. And you have those 3 options. Everything else pretty self-explanatory if you want to adjust the display and all that, but I always get asked questions about the language and changing the units, so I always like to go over that. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You also get that bird's eye view, front camera as well. Get a 3D camera too if you want to use that. Down here below, we have the dual zone automatic climate control, so we can adjust fan direction as well as fan speed individually for either side, along with the temperature. And then we have the garage door transmitter we can adjust there. You can cut the screen off. The auto stop toggle is this button right here. And then 3-stage heated cooled seats for the front too. And then here we can get to the heated steering wheel, the rear AC controls, and all that. So it's pretty neat how you're able to use everything here. We also have soft touch buttons for the drive select, and that'll go through those if you want to adjust that. You can even adjust the suspension, and if you want to adjust the drive as well for the RS mode, you can do that too. So it's just, there's so much you can do here. And then traction control, hazards, defrost. Hit this button that pulls up the front corner. The driver assist again, and your volume knob's here. You can click that to mute, and you can go through track list or radio station presets by doing that. Now for the shifter, hit the button here, pull down for drive, tap for that sport mode, and then you can pull up for neutral, all the way up for reverse, press P for park. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. And then you have your 12 volt there, the bottle holders are here. And I don't know if this is still hooked up, but this did have a radar detector in it. I need to check on that. But wireless charging pad with 2 USB-C ports, those connect directly to the radio. And then up here, you can adjust those sunshades. So that's for the back. And then the front here. And then you can one touch slide that back. And that's how far that it goes. Again, all those buttons are right here. Vanity mirror. And then back to the steering wheel itself. Left side stalk, blinkers, high beams, and then we can toggle the lane keeping system there. And then we have our automatic wipers, one time off, auto, low, high. We can adjust that auto sensitivity right here. And then our rear wiper is right there, and we have a button for on or off. And then for the cruise control, you can set that here, adjust the speed, distance, off, on. And then we can go through the sub menus within, oh, I forgot to turn these off. Within the gauge cluster here, and we can kind of use this depending on what's there to scroll through. So I mean, it makes sense. Over here you can go through those sources and just the options depending on what menu you're in. But this view button changes what's shown here. So it's pretty neat. And then Bluetooth, voice recognition. This is volume, track list, radio station presets, and then you can go through those RS modes right there. So I like to leave it in the RS1, just having the traction control and all that enabled to the best of its ability, but still gives you good power output. And then right here we have the heads-up display. You can see that there. Push button start. And finally here's the fob. Has a nice cover on it. I really like that. But now to the fun part. Let's go ahead and take this 2021 Audi RS6 Avant out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this RS6 here, I love the estate wagons of the RS6. I just think it's such a slept-on car. It's one of those when you see it, you're like, oh, that thing is nice. Kind of like the Panamera Sport Turismos for me. But then you get that RS6 feel, so it's freaking nasty. You have a twin-turbo V8 pushing a car of this size, and it's aggressive in all the best ways, I think. Now with the sport exhaust, you do get a more aggressive sound, especially as you put it in the RS drive modes, but I do think this build is relatively tasteful. I actually like these bigger paddle shifters. Now it's hard to get the windshield wipers to kind of do what you need them to do on this right side particularly. Left side is kind of easier, just how you hold your hands, but that switch to adjust the sensitivity of the auto wipers is kind of hard to get to behind that right paddle. But if you're not really fooling with it, then it won't be a problem. I really like having the bigger paddle, especially when you can grip them higher or lower to shift. And the spool of the turbos is fantastic as well. It's just a really nice sound. And the sport exhaust, again, it's just it just gurgles the entire time. So it's one of those cars that you can make it a sleeper, you can make it relatively comfortable. I mean, it's still comfortable, but you know, you can make it where the exhaust isn't loud, it's not necessarily as fast, but this is how I would leave it most of the time, unless I was in California and the police were around, because you'd get pulled over for that exhaust. Now we'll see if I'll have space to give it a pull here. It's looking like I will, so I'm gonna slow it down just a tad. Here we go. Oh my gosh, that was nothing. It's crazy how much quicker this feels than some of the other twin turbo V8s that I've driven, just because this is a lighter car. So in the Q8, it doesn't feel as quick having the same powertrain. But here, I mean, gosh, thing just took off. It literally, the force just threw my plate back, which was crazy. But huge thanks to Auto Collections of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this car today, as well as Auto Pro Nashville. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find one of these new or pre-owned, click one of those links down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever vehicle you might be interested in. Now we do have adaptive cruise here, which is a nice touch. Kind of hard to get it going because there's a car kind of riding my bumper, and it's lunchtime, so traffic's pretty thick. But I mean, it has everything, I think, to be under 30,000 miles. And not to mention, these 4-liter twin turbo V8s are relatively reliable. They've come a long way, I think, in terms of the reliability. I'm gonna put it into the comfort drive mode for the rest of the drive, and we'll see if anything switches up. But highly recommend, if you're not gonna get this car and you're looking at one, get one with the sport exhaust. You won't be disappointed, you really won't. Now this car, what makes it such a sleeper, I think, is you turn that exhaust off, you get out of the RS mode, this thing drives like a luxury vehicle. The sound is luxurious, the driving feels luxurious, everything just feels smooth. But then you put that RS on and you get everything going, oh my gosh, it turns into a monster again. Now I think for the money, even new, these really are one of those cars where you're like, who would pay that much money for this? But getting behind the wheel of one, the adrenaline rush you get flooring this thing is like none other. And again, relatively reliable. It's one of those things that you can floor it a few times and the check engine light won't come on. It's the power is fantastic. But again, the overall driving dynamics are good as well. I really like the steering feel. You can adjust that. The suspension you can adjust. Of course, the power output you can adjust based on the drive mode. There's just a lot that goes into making you happy depending on what you want out of your vehicle. And if you can hear it now, I mean, there's road noise, but for this to have 22-inch wheels on it, it's relatively quiet in the cabin. The ride is definitely fantastic to be on 22-inch wheels. You almost forget that you're on 22s and that you have 4-wheel steering. It's just, it's a great car. It really is. Now again, if you're in the market for something like this, highly recommend getting this one. Miles are good, price is good, has a sport exhaust, has a carbon optic package. It's decked out. But on top of that, it's just it's got a lot of life left in it, and that's a good thing if you're wanting to get 30% off of the car, paying less taxes, something that's been broken in. It's gosh, if I had the money, I'd consider it. It really is a phenomenal car to be under 100,000 right now. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2021 Audi RS6 Avant.